Hi, I'm Joe Wesley, and our mission is to strengthen your bottom line through creative tour events. Hi, I'm Joe Wesley, J&L Creative Tours, and today our topic is about the value of standing out to be recognized as a valued service rather than your business being simply seen as a negotiable commodity. And I'll start off by giving an example of a seminar I attended, and the moderator asked, "What's your chief challenge of the attendance?" And one lady raised her hand and says, "Well, I'm a web designer, and when I go to a meeting of any type, almost at least 3 or 4 people out of the audience will say they're also web designers. And we all claim to have the same expertise in service and quality and value in pricing." And she says, "How do I differentiate myself as the go-to person?" And unfortunately, the moderator didn't answer the question, but what came to mind was a scenario. I'll use Robin Williams, who, as you know, recently passed. And he was a stand-up comic when he first began. And his play into the national scene came out with his being Mork the Martian on the TV program Mork and Mindy. It was a casting call. He showed up and he looked around with his proper clothing on and his resume in hand, and he saw really a room full of young men likely claiming the exact same skill factor, all of whom he saw the resumes this high on the desk and looking for the same job. And isn't that kind of, you can call it a reverse networking, because when you are trying to get a client, you are looking essentially for a job for your business. He walks up to the desk. Lady barely glances up and says, "Name, please." "Yes, I see it here." "Okay, put your resume in a stack next to me. And have a seat somewhere in the room where you can find a spot." Well, all of a sudden, a few moments later, there was a loud bang in the room. The secretary jerked her head up. People ran out from the back room, door popping open, and they ran up to Robin, who is now upside down, his head on the bench and his feet plastered against the wall. That's what caused the bang. And they asked him, "What the flip are you doing?" He said to them, "You asked me to have a seat. This is how Martians sit down." Well, the story goes they cleared the room out. He got the job on the spot. Because, as the casting director later said, he was the only person who came to this call prepared to be a Martian. Well, wouldn't we all like that type of success story? We can't all stand on our heads. I certainly can't, or it's not even appropriate. Before I forget, there is an article that talks about how to stand out for your business, to get noticed, to bring in your clients. And the tendency is we want to be professional, we want to be perceived as credible, besides being the best. So we tend to go with the flow of what's already out there. And it's very easy to get lost in the crowd. So here are some examples on how to stand out. One man I know, when he sets up a meeting, he takes the time to learn if they have any pets. And for pet lovers, you'll appreciate this. He actually brings a treat for your dog or for your cat as part of his introduction. Another guy I know of, he's called the Candy Man. So when he speaks to his prospects to set up a meeting, he'll find out if they like candy. And most like chocolate, so he almost always has that on his person. And quite frankly, if we're looking for business, actually we're looking to make our business happen, but it wouldn't hurt to bump into somebody that can enhance our business. There's always some sonar that's looking for something to grab our attention. If you like what we had to say, please subscribe. If you don't like what we have to say, please describe, because we'd like to get better always ourselves. This is Joe Wesley, J&L Creative Tours. Effective networking is much more than simply passing out business cards. It's about creating relationships with people who believe in the value you represent to your company's branding. J&L Creative Tours provides an environment where you can optimize the quality of yourself and your business.